morning, my lovers. I'm back out on the fields and before anyone gets any ideas, this is a t-shirt over a hoodie, alright? Right, I got a signal down here. I found it with the Hoard Hunter machine. I've got something huge. Right, there's me Hoard Hunter machine. And unfortunately, I forgot my pesky headphones. And I can't really listen very well to those sort of faint signals as I'm wandering along. I should have had my headphones. I was in such a rush to get out and test it, I gone and forgot my headphones, which is making life a little bit more tricky listening for those signals with me being a bit deaf. But what I've done, now I've double checked it with the CTX, and it is indeed an iron signal, but that machine is pulse induction, so it picks up iron and it picks up all sorts of other metals as well, so not just iron. But what I did is I've had this field geophysicked, magnetometry, and what I'll do is I'll show you now this sort of long thin thing that the magnetometer picked up. Right, there it is, look, it's sort of long and thin with a blip in the middle, and this long white thing is its shadow, so it is like long and thin. So I'm hoping that this is going to be some, like, possibly a Roman sword, because it picks up iron. It won't, unfortunately it won't pick up other metals, so don't rush out and buy a magnetometer. Not that you'd want to, because they cost an absolute fortune. But yeah, it picked up something long and thin, but unfortunately it's near the surface. So I'll show you the signal. Now it's doing that, giving that nice tone because it's flat iron, obviously. But I can tell by the dots on here that that's going to be iron. Plus, if I pull in the pinpointer, that great big blob is indicative of it being a great big piece of iron. So right, let's dig it and find out what it is. It's quite shallow. Oh, it's something hard. It could be a gladius, a sword. A Roman sword would be very nice. But it is very shallow, so doubtful. So what's long and thin in the farming department? Oh, hit it again. Oh, and again. Oh, long and thin. Well, it doesn't look long and thin, looks more like a pesky horseshoe. Let's get you a bit closer. Yeah, that looks like a horseshoe to me. There it goes. Right, what we got here? Oh, we got an old one. We have got an old one. Yeah, that's a keyhole horseshoe. Right, now before you all rush off and unsubscribe, keyhole horseshoe, because the keyhole shape-ish. It might not be, it might be a bit older. Now, if really old ones tend to have bumps around the edge, but this one is not that old because it's got this groove, but it is quite old. Now, the reason I got this machine is because these fields have got a lot of Saxon horseshoes, right? Saxon. This horseshoe is probably worth about a £5 in value, but a Saxon horseshoe, which is obviously 500 years older than this one's about Elizabethan-ish, but a Saxon horseshoe could be worth £50. £50. Not that I would ever sell them, but the value of the Saxon horseshoes is really good. So yeah, this one's going to go in my museum if you ever manage to get it started. Woohoo! Right, let's see what else I can find with the Hoard Hunter. Now, I was hoping that I was going to get the long thin thing, but obviously I've not got it. But I did try. I managed to find the grid reference, roughly. So I put out, there's a peg there, and I put out a 10 pace grid around the central area where I thought the, see, nice green peg, look, easy for losing in the fields. Around the central peg over here, which is where I thought the grid reference gave me the signal. So obviously that signal was not the long thin gladius sword. That's a horseshoe. And it was definitely long and thin on the geophysics. So what I'll do is when I go home tonight, I'll have a look at the geophysics and I'll see in relation to where I just dug that signal over there, the long thin thing is, just in case I don't find it today. Right, I'm going to get back out and I'm going to carry on searching around this area to see if I've actually got the area or I've just missed it. Right, I got a signal down here, and I think because it's a small object, it's not as loud as you would hope it to be. Now I've noticed if you put the coil near the ground, it sounds off. But if you get near to a signal, then it's much louder. Now they reckon the moment you start hearing it is the depth. So about there. So about a foot, they reckon. No, not quite a foot, because it's sounding off on the floor. So it's quite loud, look. So the moment it starts to go up. So about there, because there's the target, look here, I put my heel in. So about, slightly less than a foot. And I have noticed as you walk along, if you bounce on the ground or your heel hits the deck and bounces, it sounds off. A bit like a metal detector. When you bash a tree, when you bash the coil into a tree, it gives you a beep. You know, the cheaper ones. Right, so yeah, slight signal there. Let's double check it with the CTX. So it's obviously an iron target. What depth does it say? 1 inch. Yeah, 1 inch. Yeah, 1 inch. Right, let's set you up and I'll dig the target. We'll see what it is. It's big. Ish. Now, obviously, now I'm going to use this machine for a bit. It's going to be highly unlikely that every time I go metal detecting, I'm going to be digging up an Anglo-Saxon or Roman hoard. Obviously. I shouldn't think they're that prolific. I've not hit any metal yet. No, might be dig deeper than an inch. Oh. Right, try that. No, not in there. So now I'm saying it's 9 inches. So that could be an older one. Could be an older horseshoe. Right, let's dig a bit deeper. That's if it is a horseshoe. It might be my gladius. I'm suspecting it's going to be another horseshoe. Said it was 1 inch. Right, let's try that again. Right over there. Yeah, it should be there. Put it down with my pinpointer as my bag. Let's just dig a slightly bigger hole. I felt something. Right. What is that? Oh, it's not a horseshoe. It is not a horseshoe. Right, let's get you a bit closer. There it is. What's that? Oh, it's a thing. It's a thing. Split at that end. Cast iron. Looks cast iron. I think it might be off of a grill for a wood burning stove. Maybe something like that. Ah, well, it wasn't a horseshoe. It's some other piece of cack. I was just thinking, that's not particularly big, is it? Now this thing's supposed to find real big stuff. That's not particularly big. And if that could easily have been, say, a Bronze Age axe head. And if I had my headphones, I could have probably heard those sort of fainter signals and just double check them. So yeah, I could be digging up all sorts of hugely historic relics. Woohoo! Right, I got the next signal. Was a bit deeper, this one. This one was a bit deeper, and I just barely heard it. I wonder whether it'd be a good idea. I don't know if you can get them, but maybe something that plugged into the jack and then connected with the handle and just gave a slight vibration. You know, rather than hearing it, you could just have a little slight vibration. It'd have to be shielded, obviously, but something like a slight vibration, like the macro racers have got a vibrating handle. You know, if they were ever to modify this thing, having a slight vibrating handle, you go, oh, I've got something, rather than having to hear it, like. But yeah, I've got something. Oh, I'm cream crackered. This thing's going to get me really fit. If you want a machine that's going to get you really fit, get one of these, because I am puffing. Oh. Yeah, down there, look. Yeah, not very big, is it? Look at that. That's quite small. Well, flat iron. Probably what gave it the good signal, but it's cack. But look, nicked it a bit. So whatever one of those was, could almost be a sword, couldn't it? Or a piece of a sword. It's got blunt edges though, so I don't think it is a sword. But yeah, I don't think Hoards are going to be that prolific. But you know, this is my first day out with the machine, so you can't expect too much. But you know, I've got a few hours to go, and I'm gonna have a sit down and a rest because I am puffing. God, this thing is gonna make me walk miles. Oh, I found another target. Not very big, and it's quite shallow. Let's just turn that one off and turn my CTX on. Right there. Wait for it to warm up, do its thing. And it's iron. See the big dots? Yeah, I reckon if I'd had my headphones on, I would have probably found a lot more. Forgetting the headphones was a drastic mistake. Right, let's see what it is. Oh, not hitting anything yet. Oh, saying that, famous last words. Oh. Ah. Oh, what's that? What is that? Let's get you a bit closer. Ooh, what's that? Is it something from the Iron Age? Let's get my glasses off. It's quite thin. A bit of a drain pipe. Yeah, a bit of a drain pipe, methinks. Maybe. Right, let's see if we can find some more relics. Oh, that's it, my lovers. I am really knackered today. Using this machine involves a lot of walking. A lot of walking. At quite a brisk pace. Now, obviously, it's a bit rattly. Now, I have seen people wrap tape around these joints, which is probably what I might do, because as soon as it knocks, it gives off a slight signal. And I'm also going to have to not forget my headphones, obviously. Such a rush to get out. And then I'm going to have to figure out how to ground balance it, because I did see the chap on the videos ground balancing, but it looked a little bit complicated. So one thing at a time, I'll learn how to use the machine. And before long, I'm a bit puffed. Before long, I will be digging up hoards one after the other with this little machine here. Hopefully. But I'm a little bit out of shape, I think. But that thing's going to get me fit. Yeah. Ground balance and headphones. Don't forget me headphones. And then I just walked around this huge field here, and I had it in what was it, auto, and you're supposed to have it in non-auto, because auto, it automatically ground balances, but in non-auto you do the ground balances by depressing this little trigger here. So you periodically press that, but if you have it in auto, you've got less depth. So I've been walking around this field for an hour thinking, God, there's not many finds in here. And I had it on the wrong setting. Oh well, we live and learn, don't we? So first time out with it, I'm quite pleased. At least I found something. But yeah, I think it's probably, it might be a bit more of a specialist machine, so targeted areas, sort of like my Anglo-Saxon burials, the Roman camp, you know, targeted places where it's more likely to probably find something. I got loads of places. I got little hills I want to check out to see if there's a Roman hoard, because sometimes they used to bury them on little hills, and I just got loads of places to check. But yeah, I'm gonna hopefully find a hoard with this. But it's gonna, obviously each new machine takes a little bit more of a learning curve to like any machine, so this is the first day out with it, so I'm not expecting miracles. Right, I'm gonna pack up and head off to the pub for some jars of ale. Cheers!